Hey everyone, Dockwell here, and in today's video I'm going to be going over Blood Grenade. I'm going to show you what it does, how to use it, and when to buy it. So Blood Grenade is 50 gold, and it's a basic consumable item, which means when you have it in your inventory and then you use it, it will disappear completely from your inventory. You can have multiple of these in your inventory at one time, but each one will disappear as you use it. And Blood Grenade gives you 50 health by just passively sitting in your inventory, which is great for squishier early game supports like intelligence supports and those other heroes that have low HP pools, but you're mainly buying this item for this active throw grenade. And you can see here this little red square, usually that's blue, which means it costs mana, but this one actually costs health. So you can see there that's a 75 health cost, plus the fact that you're actually losing this 50 health by just consuming the Blood Grenade altogether. So that's a lot of HP that you have to use up or forfeit to actually use Blood Grenade. And what does this actually do? Well, it targets an area on the ground, and enemies in that area will take 50 damage on impact, and then they'll be slowed by 15% and take 15 damage every second for 5 seconds. And if you do the math, that's 50 damage on impact plus another 75 over 5 seconds, so 125 damage. That's pretty significant early on, especially for low HP heroes, but it also costs a pretty good amount of health as well, which means this isn't really a trading item. It's more of an item that you want to use when you want to get aggressive and you're not in danger. So that can be very good at the runes early on in the game, or it can be good in the laning stage. Let's say, for example, you're a 5 position, you have a Blood Grenade, and the offlaner is by himself out of position, too close to your tower, has a long way to retreat. You can throw this on the enemy. Now you can 2v1 that enemy, and they're slowed. They have a longer time to run back to their tower. You can get more right clicks in, get more spells in, and this can lead to kills. So it's a very aggressive killing item that you're going to be using early on in the game. And so to show you how Blood Grenade actually works, I picked CM here because she's a relatively low HP support, and supports love to buy Blood Grenade because it really helps them with their HP pool. So you can see that's a decent amount of HP for a level 1 hero for a squishy support in general. And then you just have it in your inventory passively. You can see then all you have to do is you just use it on the enemy, and then they take a little bit of damage, and then they're slowed a little bit, not a ton, but it's enough to actually allow you to get more right clicks off and to chase them down. So it's not like an insane slow. It's not like it's, Venomancer slow or anything like that. So it's just enough to get in more right clicks, more spells, and just to have a better chance at running them down. And then you can also see that not only do you lose that 50 health, but that cost actually eats into some of your current HP. So even if you're at full HP, it's not like you're just going to sit at full HP with a less total, with like smaller total. You're actually going to lose HP overall. So it is a pretty hefty cost. So you want to make sure you're using it at the opportune time, at the right time when you're not in danger. But before moving on, I just wanted to briefly mention that Blood Grenade is one of those items that only has a limited number in stock at any one time. So at the start of the game you can buy 2, but then it takes a while for it to restock, and you can buy both of them yourself or have one for yourself or for the other support, one of those teammates, but then you have to wait until it restocks to get more. So you're going to use those in the early portion of the game and then wait until maybe the later portion of the laning stage to get more Blood Grenades if you want to use those. Then in terms of heroes that like to buy Blood Grenade, pretty much any support can buy Blood Grenade, and actually because there are 2 in stock at the beginning of the game, usually you'll have the 5 position and the 4 position buy one of each Blood Grenade early on. But obviously it's really beneficial for intelligence heroes to have that extra HP. But then on the flip side, if you're a strength hero like an Earthshaker or something, it can be very good to have that Blood Grenade as well, because then you can follow up your stuns with the slow, and it doesn't cost as much percentage-wise for you to use that HP to cast it because you're a strength hero that has more HP and more regen in general. Now you could have an offlaner or maybe even a mid that likes to buy Blood Grenade. Usually carries don't buy it because they don't really want to sacrifice any health, but there is potential for one of those types of heroes, especially a tanky hero that has a lot of HP and doesn't really mind using it, to buy it if they want to get really aggressive at some point. But for the most part, it's mainly a support item at this point in the meta. And so finally, when and how do we build this item? Well, building is pretty simple. You just buy it, then you consume it whenever you use it. Consumable cheap items like this just stay in your inventory for a little while till you use them, but you're mainly going to be using them early on in the game. Like I said, supports love to buy this, especially with starting gold, to get aggressive at the rune or in the early portion of the laning stage. But don't be completely fooled. Even though 95, even to 99% of the time, Blood Grenades are going to be used within the first 5 to 10 minutes, there are certain situations where you can buy a Blood Grenade after 15, after 20, even after 30 minutes, not really for the damage or the HP, but just for that little bit of extra slow. If you feel like you want that extra slow for a gank, or you want that extra slow for just a team fight and running a hero down, if there's a fast hero that you just need a little bit more speed to get on top of, or whatever, if you're getting kited a little bit as a support or an offlane or something like that, if you have a slot free in your inventory, you can actually buy a late game Blood Grenade to get that extra little bit of slow in there. It's not a lot, but it can be the difference between securing a kill or them getting away and getting back to base full HP. But for the most part, like I said, it's a support item that you're using early on in the game, pre 10 minutes, probably pre 5 minutes even in the early portion of the laning stage to secure kills, or even at the rune with your starting gold to get a kill at the rune. So that's Blood Grenade, guys. I hope this helped you better understand the item and when to use it. As always, if you like the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.